The gavel struck, echoing through the tense courtroom. Judge, Mrs. Carter, you will hand over the child to his father, as per the custody agreement. Emily stood frozen, gripping her son Leo's hand, refusing to move. All eyes were on her, expecting compliance. But inside, a primal instinct screamed no. Emily glanced at the judge, then at Mark, her ex-husband, who wore a cold, triumphant smirk. To everyone else, this was routine. For Emily, it was life or death. Handing over Leo felt like pushing him off a cliff. She took a shaky breath, her heart pounding. Leo looked up, confused and scared. Emily's resolve hardened. This was no longer just a custody battle. It was a mother's promise to protect. "I can't do that, Your Honor," Emily said, her voice trembling but clear. A collective gasp swept the room. The judge's face hardened. Mark's smirk vanished. Emily Carter had just drawn a line in the sand, setting in motion a chain of events that would shock everyone. Judge Thompson leaned forward, his tone icy. "Judge, Mrs. Carter, are you refusing a legal order?" Emily met his gaze, fear and calm mingling in her eyes. "Emily, I'm not refusing. I'm protecting my son." The distinction was everything to her, but the court saw only defiance. Mark's lawyer stood. "Your Honor, this is contempt. She's unfit for custody." Mark nodded, feigning concern. Emily's desperation grew. "Please, just listen. There are things you don't know." Her plea hung in the air, fragile and ignored. The judge's face was stone. The system demanded facts, not feelings. The weight of judgment pressed down, but Emily's secret was heavier. The court saw a lawbreaker, not a protector. The judge prepared to enforce the law. Emily stood her ground, her love for Leo unwavering. The system was about to be tested. Judge Thompson's patience snapped. "Judge, Mrs. Carter, you have one final chance. Hand the child to the bailiff or be held in contempt." The threat was clear. Emily's heart raced. Jail meant leaving Leo unprotected. Mark watched, confident the law was on his side. Emily had only her instincts. The judge waited for her surrender. Emily looked at Leo, clinging to her leg, terrified. She faced the judge, sorrow in her eyes. "Emily, then you'll have to take me into custody. I will not give him to you." The courtroom froze. The judge signaled to the bailiffs. Two officers approached Emily and Leo. The final moment had arrived. Emily's choice was made. As the bailiffs neared, Leo began to cry. Quiet, terrified sobs. The sound pierced the courtroom's tension. Judge Thompson hesitated, noticing Leo's genuine fear. This wasn't a child's tantrum, it was terror. The judge paused the bailiffs, eyes narrowing at Mark. For a split second, Mark's mask slipped. Rage flashed in his eyes. The judge saw something unsettling. Doubt crept in. What if Emily wasn't just a bitter ex-wife? "Judge, Mr. Carter, your son seems very distressed. Why is he so afraid?" Mark, caught off guard, forced concern. "He's always like this." Emily poisons his mind. The answer was too smooth. The judge wasn't convinced. He decided to dig deeper. The courtroom held its breath. Judge Thompson called Leo to the bench. Emily knelt, reassuring Leo. The bailiff gently led him forward. "Judge." "Hello, Leo. Can you tell me why you're sad?" Leo shook his head, glancing fearfully at his father. The judge noticed Leo's stiff left arm. "Judge, does your arm hurt?" Leo flinched, pulling his arm closer. Mark's lawyer interjected. "Playground fall, Your Honor." The judge ignored him, watching Leo's every move. The pieces began to fit. A child afraid to speak, a father's anger, a hidden injury. Judge Bailiff, please take Leo to my chambers and ask him to show you his arm. The bailiff nodded, leading Leo away. Judge, Mrs. Carter, why didn't you tell us about his arm? Emily, tearful. He made me promise not to tell. He said his dad would be angrier. The truth finally surfaced, heavy and undeniable. The courtroom was silent. Everything had changed. The bailiff returned, face pale, and whispered to the judge. Judge Thompson's expression darkened. Judge, I am ordering an immediate medical exam. There are injuries not disclosed to this court. Mark's face drained of color. An hour later, a doctor entered with a report. Doctor, Leo has extensive bruising and a hairline fracture. Injuries consistent with being gripped and twisted, not a playground fall. The courtroom was silent. Emily wept, relief and vindication flooding her. The truth was now undeniable. Mark's lies unraveled. Judge Thompson glared at Mark, fury in his eyes. The evidence was clear. Justice was finally within reach. The silent testimony of a child's injuries spoke louder than any words. Judge Thompson lowered the report, eyes fixed on Mark. Judge, Mr. Carter, you lied to this court and tried to use it to harm your son. He turned to Emily, his tone softening. Judge, Mrs. Carter, you defied a direct order, risking your freedom. In most cases, that would mean punishment. But today, you upheld a higher law, a parent's duty to protect. Your courage revealed the truth. Therefore, I am not holding you in contempt. I commend your bravery. Emily nearly collapsed with relief. Judge, the previous custody order is suspended. Full temporary custody to the mother. A full investigation into Mr. Carter will begin, and I am forwarding this case for criminal charges. The gavel struck, not with anger, but with resolution. The nightmare was over. Justice had finally been served. Emily and Leo were safe. The courtroom exhaled. The courtroom emptied, leaving Emily and Leo in quiet peace. Leo, safe in his mother's arms, finally relaxed. Emily held him tightly, victory and relief mingling. She had faced the impossible and won. The judge's words echoed. You upheld a higher one. Emily learned that true morality isn't blind obedience. It's listening to the voice that tells you to protect the vulnerable, even when the world says otherwise. Courage, she realized, is acting in spite of fear. Her love for Leo gave her that strength. As they walked into the sunlight, Emily felt clarity and hope. She had faced her greatest fear and triumphed. Her story became a quiet testament to the power of a mother's love. True justice, she knew, is about protecting the vulnerable, no matter the cost.
What's something people don't know about stories? They never truly end. There's always a new adventure waiting for you. Just pick your next tale and I'll meet you there. Subscribe to the Story Circle and let me know which story I should tell next in the comments.